am the delivery doctor. My name is Dan, and today I'm here to talk to you a little bit about the Ubi Launcher. Today we're talking about pole length. Right now I've got mine set for what I think for me is the proper pole length. There is no scientific way of determining this, but what we've done is suggested that probably from your shoulder right here to the very end of the Ubi Launcher down by my left hand down here is about the good length. And what that'll do is it'll give you a nice little angle here. So when you're on the mat and you've got your elbow in behind, you can get all the power you want for that nice delivery straight forward. So how do you determine that, and how do you get it there? Okay, so I could actually have it shorter and I would still be able to deliver it with this. I could have it longer to its full length and I could still deliver with it. Again, no scientific method. I still get it in behind me. I can still go it out. So don't think that if you're at a club and they only have one Ubi Launcher there, that you're stuck using one that's not right for you, because you can use any size that you want. And I'll give you some tips later. One of the things we do find, though, is that people, once they do get that length, they don't want to be messing around each time they've collapsed it, because this one, while it's extendable, you can go back and forth with it, you may not get it in the spot that you had it before. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Let's take a look and say the first thing we want to do is we want to draw a little line on here. So I'm going to take my Sharpie out here, and I'm just going to draw a line. So I hold it like this, and I go around. You got it tightened in the spot you want. And I go around and I draw a line like this, right along there. There it is. I've got it. I pull it back out, and I've got my line. So what do I want to do now? Well, one of the things that people might do, one of the guys, the early chaps we had, he put it there like that. He tightened it up. He put this part in a vise, and then he drilled a hole through here, and then he put a bolt in it. And you can imagine if you put a bolt in there, then it's going to be pretty darn tight and it's not going to go anywhere. And now you've got it for the exact length that you want to use it for. This is if you have your own Ubi Launcher. Clubs can do this too. If they wanted 3 different sizes of them, you could go with a shorter one, you could go with your medium length one, you could go with a full length one. But the one that I have for my own, I would do that, I would lock it in place, drill the hole, and do this. You might also want to put some tape around it just to cover up that. And what are you going to cover it with? Well, you know, as most guys do, they reach in their pocket, they take out some duct tape, and they would wrap this around that and just give it a good wrap around there a couple times, and you've got that bolt covered up, so nobody knows any different on that, whether you've locked it in place. The other thing that you could do is this. Okay, before you've done any bolt work in that, just bring it back a couple of, maybe 3-4 centimeters, about 3 centimeters like that, and that gives you enough room in here that what you could do is, now I don't do this all the time, get out your Gorilla Glue or Crazy Glue or whatever it is, put a little bit of epoxy or Crazy Glue on there, just wrap it around the side, get rid of it, I'll toss it here so I don't step on it. What the heck. There we go. And then move this down into the position where your line was. Yep. Give it a little tighten. Let it sit for a couple of hours or whatever your contact cement or whatever it is tells you that it should sit for that. And then you've got yourself one solid length of an Ubi Launcher pole there for you. That's about it for as far as getting the pole to the right length and keeping it there for the length that you want. The other thing we'd like to talk to you about today is this. It's 2 parts. That's all it is. There's a thread on here. It's a common broom handle thread. It is what goes in here as well. So this element, the thread, when you put it together, don't leave a gap. Don't make it loose like that. All you want to do is go like that. That's tight enough, and then there's no gap in here. This is really strong. You can go like this and we can lean on it like that. That's not an issue like that. And we haven't had any issues with the head of this that we developed. We've sold over 1,000 of them worldwide, and we haven't had a single issue with this. The only issue we've had was with 2, and people didn't tighten this up as we recommended. And so what you can imagine on any element, this thread is going to be the weakest point on anything. So we just advise when you put it in, there it is, taut, not really, you don't have to over tighten it, and that's all you need, and now you got yourself something that's going to last you a lifetime. One other thing I'd like to show you. Remember I mentioned a broomstick. So let's say you're at a club and your club has 8 of these. And we do have some clubs, one club's got 25 of them, so they use them for different purposes, bringing curlers into their club to introduce them to the game. If you want to get some different size or different lengths of Ubi Launcher, and you've got, say, 8 of them, and you wanted to have one for each rank, or let's say 3 different lengths of them, just go out and get a broomstick from the dollar store. They're about $1.50. For instance, here's a broom with a broomstick, probably cost $2 at the dollar store. And I'm going to unscrew this from here, normal broom, and I'm going to take an Ubi Launcher head. Remember I told you it's just a standard Acme 3/4 thread here. I'm going to put this in here like this. Goes on quite easily. I'm going to do the same thing. It goes in fully. That's just a standard broom. You saw me take it off of there. Now I've got this. We've had this. We've used it for painting, for everything else here. There it is. Paint stick too. Okay. There it is. I've got the length that I need. I can have a long one for a club. I could shorten it down. Pretty easy to chop these down. Again, more duct tape on it just for a handle if you want. And you've got yourself another very lightweight, same as the Ubi Launcher. They're both about the same. I won't even tell you how much they are because as far as the weight, because they are very, very light, as you can see. So that's it for today. Ubi Launcher with our extendable pole, Ubi Launcher with a broom handle. They're both great, and if you've got a sore back, sore knees, hips, any issues like that, and you can't bend over, save the greens, save your back, and have fun. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have any comments, then put your comments down below here and I'll be glad to get back to you. If you want to see some more tips, we have about 4 or 5 more in this series. Just go on to those and they'll all be individual ones on different things. And I am the delivery doctor. My name is Dan. Stay safe and be well.